Tired of fighting the weekend crowds in Taipei? Running out of places to let your kids burn off energy? Today, we're taking you out of the city to Keelung's secret coast. No crowded malls, just real tide pools, sea creatures, and a giant seashell slide. So here's your ultimate, brutally honest family day trip guide to Chaojing Park and the Marine Science Museum. You could start your morning at the National Museum of Marine Science and Technology. It's huge, air-conditioned, and a great place to hide from the Taiwan heat or rain. It rains a lot in Keelung. And here is the information on opening hours and ticket prices. Mandarin time. Okay, so today I'm gonna teach you how to buy tickets in some simple Chinese sentences. So, for example, you walk to the counter and you tell them you want one adult ticket. You say 一张成人票. If you want to do a full sentence, you can add I want an adult ticket, like 我要一张成人票. Which means I want an adult ticket. And if you want to be polite, you say 谢谢 at the end of the sentence. So the full sentence again, 我要一张成人票，谢谢. Okay, so that's how you say it. Okay, because I'm not sure how many of you are going, I'm gonna teach you from 1 to 5. I guess in a family, that number should be enough. Okay, so one ticket, like one piece of ticket. 一张 two tickets, 两张 three tickets, 三张 four tickets, 四张 five tickets, 五张. Okay, now, if your kids are older, like they are in school, you can buy student ticket. So you could say 一张学生票. 学生, which means student. Okay, of course, it's cheaper than adult tickets. And then if you have kids, like younger kids before age 6, they might ask you, how old is your kids? And they would say, 小孩几岁啊? Which means how old is your kids? And then you could say, 小孩未满6岁. Which means your kid is under age 6. They are free. They don't need tickets. Also, there are some interactive exhibits, displays, and a theater. I hear there's a 5-story tall eel slide inside now, but we haven't tried it. We went there a couple of years ago, but there aren't any live fish inside, so my kid wasn't really into it. That's why we skip it this time. To us, the real fun is right outside, just a short walk down, you'll hit the tide pools. This is the ultimate hands-on nature trip. Your kids can catch real crabs, touch the seaweed, and find little fish. Bring a small bucket, a net, and a shovel, and your kids can play here for hours. And just a quick local warning, remember to check the tide times online before you go. And make sure the kids wear non-slip shoes because some of the rocks are very slippery. You have to be careful. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, crab. 跑很快. Bye-bye. Mandarin time. Okay, so now your kids are playing in the tide pool, and remember there are some very slippery rocks. You really have to be careful. So when you try to tell them, oh, it's very slippery, you say 这里很滑. 这里很滑, like it's very slippery here. Okay, so be careful, don't fall. 小心摔倒. 小心摔倒. Okay, tell them to be careful not to fall. And also you want them to walk slowly, right? You cannot run here, too dangerous. Okay, so to walk slowly. 慢慢走. 慢慢走. To walk slowly. And next, we walk up to the iOcean Center for some cool interactive displays and a VR experience. They have real sea animals here, as well as children's drawing areas. And right next to it is Chaojing Park. So I figure, to my kids, iOcean Center is much better fun than the Science Museum, but it depends. And also Chaojing Park is like a very big area. It goes all the way across from like here and the iOcean Center and then up a little bit. It's a pretty big area. There are a few dinosaur statues here. You can buy tickets for more AR dinosaurs, and there are a couple of food trucks with overpriced snacks. So I would recommend bringing your own picnic if you want to stay here for a while, which you probably will because of this giant shell slide. It might be nothing special for us adults, but kids will play on this non-stop for an hour. It is the perfect energy burner.
Good baby, your turn.
Good job. Mandarin time. Now we are at the big seashell slide. Okay, so it might be crowded. So if so many people are in front of you and you try to pass, you want to say, "Oh, excuse me. Oh, can I pass? Let me pass." You say, 不好意思，借过一下. So 不好意思, which means excuse me. 借过一下, which means let me pass. Oh, let me pass. So the full sentence again. 不好意思，借过一下. And then there might be a lot of kids lining up for the slide, so you try to tell your kids they need to line up too. So you say, 要排队哦,要排队哦, which means you need to line up. Okay, and then when it's their turn, you tell me, oh, it's your turn, you can go now. You say, 换你了,换你了, which means it's your turn. Okay. Oh, and if you parents still have legs after all this, there's a trail right next to the slide leading up to Wangyou Valley. It translates to Forget Sorrow Valley in Chinese, and it has some of the best ocean cliff views in northern Taiwan. Highly recommended if your kids are older. If they can hike a little bit and up to the mountain. Now, how do you get here from Taipei? You could take the local train and then transfer to the bus, but I think the ultimate local hack for expat families is bus 2088. So you can catch it right from Taipei City Hall MRT station there, and it takes you straight to the museum area, like the Science Marine Museum. You can get off there. So no train transfers, no getting lost. You just get on and get off. So just sit back and relax. So I know that navigating public transport out of Taipei with kids can be intimidating for the first time. So if you are planning this trip and have any questions about the bus or the tickets or anything, just leave a comment below. I'll personally reply and help you out. And if you want to stop relying on Google Translate and sound like a real local, check out the link in the description to book a one-on-one Mandarin speaking class with me. So have fun in Keelung, and I'll see you in the next video.